Hello traders, if you are finding difficult making money in this forex market, this forex analysis is for you. Let's get started with our weekly forex analysis. This week we'll be looking at the Gbpusd USD as our first currency pair this week. So Gbpusd USD on the weekly chart closed on a resistance level. We have price close on this resistance level, and we also have a support at this area. So what we expect on the Gbpusd USD this week, we expect price to retest this zone. Then we can see further push for price back to this resistance level on the weekly chart. So this resistance will be our first level or this level. So we expect price to do a retest of this zone. After the retest of this zone, then we expect price to push higher for the Gbpusd USD. So let's look at the daily chart of the Gbpusd USD. On my daily chart, we have price currently on a support and price also on a resistance level. So long we have price on resistance and also support level, we expect price to also come to test this low, which is the weekly low. Then before we see further price move higher to this next resistance level. So we still expect the Gbpusd USD to this next resistance level, because currently now the Gbpusd USD is currently on a sideways trend. We have a sideways trend on the Gbpusd USD now. So we have we have a high here, we have a low, high, low. So we are currently on a sideways trend on the Gbpusd USD. Then except to see price close above this area, once price close above this area, we can start looking for possible buying opportunity for the Gbpusd USD. Then once price close below this level, we can start to look at for selling opportunity for the Gbpusd USD. So currently now we have a sideways trend at hand on the Gbpusd USD, and what we expect price to break this level, then retest. We'll start looking for any possible selling opportunity for the Gbpusd USD. So let's go to our next pair, which is the dollar index. The dollar index on my daily chart still remain downtrend. We still have a downtrend on the dollar index on my daily chart. So long we have this downtrend on the dollar index, we still expect the dollar index to continue to push higher. So we expect price to drop to our next weekly support level, which is this support level. So currently now price close on a resistance level. This level is a resistance level on the daily chart. So long we have price close on this resistance level, we expect price to push lower on the DXY this week. So for our selling scenario, we are to sell from this resistance level. You have to sell from this look or sell opportunity from this level to this weekly support. Then for our buying scenario, we'll be looking for price above this area. Then we wait for a test for look out for buying opportunity, because why we pick our sell scenario this week, because we still have a downtrend structure on the DXY. So we expect price to hit this weekly support level before we see any further movement of price for the DXY. So let's look at our next pair, which is the Euro USD. So the Euro USD on my daily chart still have a uptrend momentum. We still have a strong uptrend structure for the Euro USD. You can see that we have a series of higher low on the Euro USD. So long we have this series of higher low, we expect price to continue to push higher for the Euro USD. We have a lower low, we have a higher low. So and we also have a price set up already at this level, which indicates any possible buying opportunity from this level. So we might be seeing buying opportunity from this level. So what we expect this week for Euro USD, so we are buying to this resistance level for buying level. We are buying to this next weekly resistance level. Then for our selling scenario, we expect price to go below this level, then wait for a test, then we'll look for sell for the Euro USD. So our structure for Euro USD this week still remain uptrend. So we're looking for more buying opportunity on Euro USD, and if we expect price to break this level, then we first look at our sell for Euro USD. So let's look at the weekly chart of the Euro USD. So look at the weekly chart. On my weekly chart, we have price closed. We have the Euro USD closed on this weekly support level. This level was the previous resistance. Price converted this level to support level. So what we expect this week, we expect price to retest this weekly zone before we see any further uptrend movement for Euro USD. So we expect price to do a retest of this level, then we'll see price pushing to this level. So the weekly and the daily chart is telling us to buy Euro USD. So we expect more buying opportunity on Euro USD this week. So look out for your buying opportunity on Euro USD this week. So let's look at our next pair, which is the AUD USD. AUD USD on my daily chart have a uptrend structure. We still have a series of higher low. So we have a lower low here, we have a higher low, higher low, higher low. So we expect AUD to continue to push higher. So we're expecting price to move to this next. So we're expecting price to move to this next resistance level on the weekly, which is this resistance level. So we expect price to move to that resistance level on the weekly chart. So let's look at our buy scenario and our sell scenario. Currently, AUD closed on the daily support level, and we also have an uptrend structure. So what we're expecting this week, we're looking for price setup from this support level for us to join the bullish momentum back to the next resistance level, which is this weekly resistance level. We're looking for buy opportunity from this level to this weekly resistance level on AUD USD. So let's look at the weekly chart before we look at our area to sell. So let's go to the weekly chart. On my weekly chart, we have price converted this support to resistance. So what we expect price to really retest, then we'll see further buy. So we expect price to do a retest of that support that turned to resistance, which is that resistance that turned to support, before we'll see further buy continuation. We expect price to retest, then we'll see further buy to this next weekly resistance level. So we expect price to retest this zone, then we'll see further buy for the Australia USD. You can see that the weekly and the daily support the buy for the Australia USD. So let's go back to our daily chart. So on our daily chart, we're looking for price setup for us to buy the Australia USD. Why for selling scenario, we wait for price to break below this level. We look for retest back to resistance, then we'll look for further price action sell opportunity for the Australia if we can see price break below this level. So our scenario still stand as for bullish trend this week. So let's look at our next pair, which is the gold USD. Gold USD on my daily chart see have inner structural uptrend, and you can see that with price on the daily chart, we also have a sideways trend on the gold USD. We have this higher high, we have a higher low. Price still currently on a range. You can see that price need to take out this high before we see any further movement for the gold. You can see that we have a series of higher low. We have a series of sideways trend. Now we are currently on the sideways trend. So what we expect this week, we are expecting two scenarios on the gold this week. So we might be expecting price break out of this trend line, and we have a lower low here, we have a higher low, higher low, higher low, which we see have a uptrend structure, which indicates we have an inner structure for uptrend, which means we can also look for possible buying opportunity on the gold if we see price close above this area. We see price close above this area, we can start looking for possible buying opportunity for gold. But if price still remain below this zone, that means we're expecting price to retest this zone then we'll see further sell for gold, because currently gold is currently on this support level. We cannot make any decisions, we cannot buy on, we cannot sell on this support level. So we have a resistance at this area, then we also have a support at this area. So which means we expect, for buying scenario, we expect price to break out of this high, then we wait for a test for us to buy gold to the top. Then for the sell scenario, we expect price to retest this resistance, then we look at to sell opportunity back to this weekly support level. So let's look at the weekly chart of gold USD. On the weekly chart, gold still indicates a sell opportunity on the weekly chart. You can see that currently on the weekly is also on a sideways. So we know we have a sideways trend on gold on the weekly, but we can look for area of resistance for us to sell the gold, because the weekly is still pointing downward for gold USD. So what we expect this week, we expect price to also test this level. If price fail to close above this level, we might see price dropping to this support level. But if price close above this area, we might see bullish trend for gold USD, which is my, once price close above this area, we expect price to continue to push higher for gold USD. So we see have a sideways trend on gold, but we can also apply wisdom to trade gold based on our trading experience. So the daily is still pointing a strong buying opportunity, which is very clear. We see have a strong buying opportunity for gold. This is just a reversal or a correction of trend, but if we have a good setup on gold, we look for a buying opportunity for gold to the top side. Our first target will be the resistance, but if gold fail to close above this level, we're looking for a sell opportunity to the downside. So this is the end of the weekly forex analysis. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. See you in my next video.